Hey, my creative friends. My name is Shannon from shannonstudio.com, and we are here to talk about a creative life and anything that will help us to be more creative in our life. Let's see. Yesterday I told you I went on a bike ride because I do this every night, at least from August 1st, 2019 to August 1st, 2020. So yesterday I said I went on the bike ride to go to the mall, and when we got there, it was, I don't think I told you it was closed. I think maybe, anyways, it was closed. But the interesting thing was on the drive there, it was 4 miles up, 4 miles back. On the way there, it was so quiet. I mean, it was it reminded me of Christmas morning quiet. I don't know why that came to mind, but that's what it reminded me of. That's the thought that came in. Christmas morning quiet, where there's nobody out, everybody's in their homes, or they're somewhere else. It just, no sounds, no cars, no businesses open, quiet. And that's because here in Sweden, they celebrate Midsummer. I'd say I celebrate it, but we're not really doing anything to celebrate. But they celebrate it here, and it's a big deal. And it is like the second holiday right behind Christmas. So it's a big deal. And I remember hearing about it last year. So that's why, and around our place, hey boyfriend, around our place it's quiet. But I think it's kind of like a weekend celebration. It starts on a Friday, and it has to do with the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. And so it started last night, and it will go. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about what I found out about it. So they, and I think I've read several things on it, and they usually go out like to the countryside to be able to, Samantha's one of my girls, and she just called me 10 minutes ago, and she does this this week I think she's done it 3 times. Called me 10 minutes or just right before I come on. It's like this trigger in her. She knows, oh, it's time to call. It makes me laugh. So they usually go out to the countryside to celebrate this Midsummer. And there's a whole thing about it. The boyfriend sent me a link on an article, and I read some of that, and I followed up on some of that, and there's several things that they do. One of them is that they do a lot of drinking. Boyfriend says Joseph is here too. Asked him to watch. Hey, Joseph. Okay, so they do a lot of drinking. Here in Sweden, they have liquor stores. They're state-run liquor stores, and that's the only place that I've ever seen a line where you know, in the morning, like if it's not open yet, several times I've seen a line for those stores. So, and you have to get your thing. Bring your own bottle is a real thing here because alcohol is expensive, I have heard. But they eat a lot too. They have, like, herring's always a thing, and I think I tried a piece of herring once here. But maybe I'm just tricking myself that I did. We'll have to see. I'm trying to think. At Christmas time, I thought I did, but I know I put it on my plate, but I'm not sure I ate it. Anyways, okay, so a lot of eating. Strawberries come out right now. It's a big deal. I went to the store today to get powdered sugar. No powdered sugar anywhere in that store. So I think maybe everybody bought the powdered sugar for the strawberries. There is a thing I saw on Jimmy Fallon about a gal that's from Sweden. She showed the frog dance, and I saw a couple videos with the frog dance, and you'll just have to look that up and see that. I don't know why. I don't want to knock people's holidays, but I just don't. I mean, I'm not seeing the draw. It is tradition. You spit it out. Oh, boyfriend saying I spit the herring out. Probably. If I put it in my mouth, I'm just surprised I did that much. Okay, so you sing before you drink. There's a process with your singing before you drink the drink, and then you sing and you drink the drink. And there's a lot of drinking in this, and I think that's where then the frog dance comes in, because once you're drinking, the frog dance seems to be a great thing to do. I've never seen it in person, but I've heard about it. So another thing that they do is that maypole dancing is a thing. I've heard of maypole dances. I've never seen it in the US. I haven't seen it here, to be honest, but they say that they do that sort of thing. But I have seen where they do the head wreaths, the floral head wreaths. And I thought about making one. I thought about making the Hawaiian version of one that Cassie did just, the other day. But she said it took a couple hours, and I wasn't quite up for that. I think I'll do it for something else. But they make floral head wreaths, and one of their traditions is that if a girl goes and picks 7 flowers, puts them underneath her pillow, and sleeps at night, she'll dream of her future husband. So it's kind of there's a lot of fertility tradition around the maypole and the sleeping with the flowers under your pillow and those sorts of things. So in this one thing, it said that Swedes are very reserved, which totally agree with that. Very reserved, except on Midsummer, which they just go all out drinking and all out partying and dancing and just keep, it's like a long holiday. And it starts on Friday night and goes through. It's not a public holiday, but everything's closed. Everybody's taking it on like a public holiday. Everything's closed and quiet, and it's really nice. I mean, for me, Midsummer is just like this out in the. We had a water balloon fight today. I put it on my personal Facebook page, but Joseph's been wanting a water balloon fight. The boyfriend came home early, so we had a water balloon fight where I'm videotaping and the boyfriend's throwing water balloons at me. Yeah. And the couple I threw at him, I didn't throw them hard enough, so they just bounced off, or he caught him, and then he used them on me. So I don't know how well that didn't really work out for me. Okay. So, let's see, floral wreaths. Oh, and I went to the florist. I go to the florist all the time. You can see my little white peonies there. But when I went to the florist before, a couple months ago, or a month ago, I remember the florist telling me that Swedes don't like to buy flowers that are open like these. I bought these today, and these were on sale, $3 a bunch, and those are 2 bunches, because Swedes don't want flowers that are open. They want the tight ones, really small, tight, and I guess so that they can wash them open. Just interesting things. The end to end, which I don't know if this is, I haven't seen it. Like I said, I haven't seen it. But they end their holidays with skinny dipping. And, late into the night. And, after you have been drinking and, yeah, I guess swimming naked would make sense. You don't have to swim naked, but swimming is usually the last thing. So all of this, I'm thinking about the holidays and stuff. So I looked up in my book, what's the book? The Happiness from the Happiness Institute in Denmark, The Art of Making Memories. So The Art of Making Memories. So I was looking in that book because I'm thinking about, they're taking this, and they should take their holidays seriously. They should take their traditions seriously. And they're taking it seriously, and so I'm thinking about holidays. Now, one of the things is that there's this creative thought experiment that this Institute of Happiness has come up with, and it's from Daniel Kahneman, and he has won a bunch of awards, really kind of important in his field of study, and the guy who wrote this book said, you could just sum him up by calling him the Beyonce of behavioral science. I just thought that was funny. So I never would have tied Beyonce and behavioral science before together. But so this guy's kind of up there in his field, and he has this thought experiment, this kind of creative thought experiment. And so I'm going to ask you, and you can tell me in the comments. The question is, if at the end, hey Trisha, okay, the thought experiment. The question is, if at the end of your next holiday, your next vacation, you knew you would be given a drug that would cause amnesia, causes amnesia, and you would not be able, sometimes I have a hard time just reading my own writing. End of your next holiday, you knew you would be given a drug that would cause amnesia and you would not be able to remember anything. How would you plan your next holiday, your next vacation? So tell me in the comments, like right now, off the top of your head, what would you plan for your next holiday if you could, if you wouldn't remember it? If you wouldn't remember it. While you're writing yours down, my thought was, if I wouldn't remember, I'd just go to sleep. I'd take a nap. I would rest. And I thought, how boring is that? And I just thought, well, if I can't remember it, why make all the plans? And it was just like, I don't know. So what are your thoughts about that? I'm trying to think of what else I would do. I would have another couple other thoughts came to my mind. If you wouldn't remember, then the other thing, and this probably says a lot about me, and maybe I shouldn't even share this. Oh my goodness, I'm going to share it with you. One of the things is I thought, well, you could do all the immoral things that you wanted to do, but then you wouldn't remember. And I'm like, holy smokes, where did that come from? So yes, that's what I thought about. And the other thing was all the embarrassing things. So like go swim naked. It's like all the embarrassing things because you're not going to remember anyways. So I'm sure you have come up with better thoughts than I did. I still don't know what I would do. I mean, there's nothing, I don't know what I would do. There's nothing other than immoral things, just something immoral. The word immoral came to my mind, not actual action. So boyfriend, don't talk to me afterwards about anything immoral I want to do. I didn't think of anything specific, just immoral, if you can't remember. Okay. Maybe that was too much. Okay. So, I don't see anybody typing in anything. I think you're all scared. Yeah. Okay. So what they're also saying about this is that the holidays, as they're talking about this thought experiment, the holidays, there's two selves, two parts of you that remember your holidays, that experience your holidays. No, that's kind of the wrong word. There's an experiencing self of the holidays. So the experiencing self is like lives in the present, the 3 seconds. The boyfriend has, the emojis with the big eyes like, what are you talking about? So you're experiencing self on the holiday, and then you're remembering self on the holiday. And the remembering self wants to do its best to keep track of everything and to experience it all. Okay, Trisha says, take a photograph with you, beat the game. Funny. Where did I see a photograph of us recently? Probably just on I was probably scrolling through my Facebook, it seems like. Boyfriend says we have to talk. I literally did not think of anything immoral. Okay, so there's two sides. And pretty much your experiencing self won't remember unless you go back and think about it. And when you go back and think about your experiencing self, if you had a 1-week vacation, it's like great. If you had a 2-week vacation, it's even better because your experiencing self thinks, oh, I had 2 weeks of this experience. And if you recollect with your remembering self, if you had a 1-week experience and you go into a second week, but the second week was the same as the first week, then it's not that big of a deal that you added on. It doesn't make more memories. It's just like we had the same thing. And I thought that was interesting that we look at our memories of things like our vacations in weird ways. I didn't know that. But the thing is, the takeaway of this is for the holidays is that they did a bunch of studies and experiments, and they found that the peak of the vacation is important and memorable, and the end, to end on a high note. Maybe that's why the naked swimming too. Naked dancing. Swedes don't do the naked dancing. That was just totally... okay. Maybe that's where the skinny dipping comes in. End on a high note. Make it memorable. So if you're planning something, you don't have to be so worried about the length and but have the peak that they'll remember and end on a high note. And man, saying so much tonight that I probably shouldn't say. So that's just, I just want to share the creative ideas that others have for their holidays. And that thought experiment about what would you do if you wouldn't be able to remember. I don't know, I take a holiday so I can remember. So I think that's kind of a funny thought experiment. But anyways, tell me more about what you would do. And Trisha, you sidestepped that one, yes. I will be back tomorrow, and in the meantime, remember you have a creative heartbeat and to listen for it. I'll see you. Bye.